Hey guys, welcome to my channel. How you guys doing today? Heads up, convicting a murderer is up and loaded. I'm doing episode 10 either tonight or tomorrow. I'm exhausted, but my appeal got denied. But the sad part is, and the funny part is, they never even watched it and they denied it, saying that I didn't do something. But there's software that shows if anybody reviewed it and not one person looked at it. So it's a scam. But either way, I spent hours editing a video yesterday only to find out that nobody watched it. They were denying it anyway. So it is what it is. So we'll be over on here more. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like because you love me. Don't forget, super chats, always appreciated. Memberships, always appreciated. Make sure that you go to energycandles.com. You can purchase a candle, a lovely candle that will blow your mind because it's awesome. And I was practicing some candles lately and I'm very impressed. I actually think I did my best to date on the food candles. So when I was editing a video yesterday, I was kind of thinking, I like myself way better being able to edit. So I may do more uploads than live. I don't know. We'll see. So I didn't get a chance to do live last night because I was working on the stupid video for YouTube that they never watched. But I was tracking the mass shooter. So many things I have to say on it. But first, let me say hi to everyone. What's up, members, Patreon, subs, my amazing mods, haters, lurkers, everyone in between. Hi, there's so much information on this. I mean, there's so little information, but there's so much information. Hey, True Texan. Hey, Sherry. My eyes are burning, so I'm not like watching chat like normal, just so you guys know. I have theories. I mean, I really do. I have theories. Why a 41-year-old man who has children, has 2 ex-wives, decided to go on a shooting rampage, but yet was smart enough to not get caught, or at least not get caught yet. So to me, I have to look a little deeper into that. How pre-planned was this? It had to have been pre-planned because he had an escape route. He knew how much time he had not to get caught. He knew exactly when to leave a scene before the police got there. I know that Canadian border did not lock down Canadian borders until today, and it only takes 3 hours to get to Canada. So the fact that he did not stick around, he didn't wait around, he knew what he was doing, and he planned this. So if he really planned this, he planned an escape route. The only part I can't understand is why he didn't wear a mask. It's almost as if he wanted everybody to know who he was. He wanted everybody to see who he was. Because in today's day and age, everybody has cameras. It's not like a camera is going to get by you. Everyone has them. Therefore, I sit there and I think, well, knowing that everyone has cameras and he didn't try to mask who he was, he didn't try to cover up his face, nothing. Kind of tells me a lot of where his head was at and how much he did pre-plan this. Some people are saying they believe he took a boat over or got out of the country by boat. I tend to believe he's somewhere in Quebec. I don't know why he would have stayed at home. I don't know why they think that he would just go right back to his house. Yeah, let me go stop by the house and have something to eat. Let me go by the house. I'm going to have some dinner. You would have to be a complete moron to think that way. Considering he killed 18 people and walked away and he's still not caught 24 hours later, tells me he's probably not a stupid man. No, it's not a government involvement. So I'm really trying to think, what other possibilities are there? He's divorced twice from what I read, Sherry. But I'll be honest with you, the news is no better than YouTubers. We heard so many different stories last night because we were talking in Discord. There were so many different stories. Who knows which one was right? But it seemed like everybody was trying to grab the next headline. Everyone was giving some information and not some information. And it was so weird because I'm like, this is no different than YouTube. This is exactly what YouTubers do. So it's kind of sad. So I don't really know what's true and what's not, because again, it seemed like everybody was making up stuff, and who knows where the truth lies, somewhere in the middle. But from what I read, he had he had children and he had 2 ex-wives. Hey Peggy, one person said that he got busted for child pedo. Somewhere else never mentioned that. Nobody knows what's the truth. Honestly, we just don't know what the truth is anymore because news reporters are lying just as bad as YouTubers do, trying to sell headlines. On a side note, while I was looking up mass shootings in 2023, there's been 644 mass shootings. But the interesting part is, while I was watching this, a new one popped up from today. In Clinton, North Carolina, 5 people are dead. Gunman is unknown. Which I found that, whoa. And it literally popped up on this list as I was watching it. Crazy. Government psyops to disarm America. I know a lot of people think that, but I don't. I truly don't. The government is not going to make someone crazy. Creator saying is no. So let me give you a little background on that one, Bushi. The police went to this house that's owned by either his father or his grandfather. It was a Robert Card Sr. house. So that's why I said grandfather. It's possible that it's father, grandfather, who knows, could be great grandfather. But they surrounded the house. They were there for hours saying, come out, come out. What I learned, though, is that they will say that regardless. They're going to say the same things if someone's in the house or if they think someone's in the house. So even if they think someone's in the house, and by the way, this came from the Associated Press, even if they think someone's in the house, they still have to give the same warning signs. I'm going to, come out with their hands up, because they have to assume that somebody's in there armed with a gun and putting their life in danger, which makes total sense. I can totally see why they have to do the same things regardless of if the person's in there or not. So this new one, though, in Clinton, North Carolina, I'll show you the news clip. It was 5 people that were fatally shot at a Southeast North Carolina home early Thursday morning. Deputies were called. 5 people shot dead with gunshot wounds. Investigators don't have any information about a suspect. Don't even know how the people that were killed knew each other. I mean, good time to kill people. Everyone's got their eyes focused on Maine. Oh, it's his father's house. Okay. I knew it was either father or grandfather.
This is definitely an unusual day for our county. It's a dark day for our county, and our people will persevere and we'll get through. I've been asked by others, should the public be mindful of their safety? The public should always be mindful of their safety, whether they're at home or out in public. This is definitely an unusual day for our county.
Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, there's not a lot of info on this. Just 5 people were found shot to death inside a home. I don't know. It kind of sounds like maybe it was a drug deal. That's crazy, though. Good time to do a mass shooting, though. Well, everybody's got eyes on Maine. So I just thought that was weird, though, that it came up like while I was reading, and it just came up. Oh, that's kind of weird. All right. Now, here's the other thing that I noticed. Hold on, let me. Hey, coffee. How easy would it be, or how hard would it be for him to change his looks real quickly? Like, if he shaved, do you think that would make a difference? I don't. They should update this. It wasn't 22 dead, it was 18. And there were not 60 hurt, there were 12. See what I'm saying, though? They have to make it 10 times worse than it was, like it wasn't horrific enough. All right, 18 were killed, 13 injured. Manhunt underway for gunman. Suspect gunman previously spent time at mental health facility, shooting one of the deadly. They say that about all of them. He's a firearm instructor, which I knew last night. All right, spending, let me just put this in like reality. Spending 2 weeks at a mental health facility as a veteran is not surprising to me. There's a big war going on in Israel. It may trigger PTSD for some. We don't know, at least I don't personally know what fighting in a war is like, but I heard it's hell. And the residuals of your brain afterwards could be hell. So someone just spending 2 weeks in a facility that wouldn't mean anything to me. He has extensive training. He's a firearms instructor. Oh, he was never deployed? He reported hearing voices and previously threatened to commit a shooting at military training base in Saco, Maine. The former University of Maine student studied institution. I'm not clear when he graduated. Maine recorded 29 murders 2022. I thought Maine was safe. Call was passed by the blast, so large number of kids screaming. See, again, none of the reports about who he was showed to him to be a pedo or anything. Now, the question is, are they sure it's him? Like, how do you even get through a door like that? Like, nobody's going to see you, jump you. Nobody's got a gun. That's another thing I don't understand. How come nobody had a gun? Everyone here has a gun. Everybody. Oh, there was someone with the same name that's a pedo. Okay, that makes sense. Like, if someone did that here, they'd be dead. Like, everybody carries here. The guy that owns the bowling alley didn't have a gun. They don't have guns in that bowling alley. I don't know. If I owned a business like that, I'd make sure I had a gun.
At approximately 6:56 this evening, a couple of shooting incidents occurred here with multiple casualties in the city of Lewiston. And police are currently searching for a Robert R. Card. Card.
This is all yesterday's stuff, right? Yeah, but you would get him from behind, Coffee.
Right now is a person of interest. Personnel.
Now, here's my question about this. No, that's old news, Joy. The police left there. I don't know why the police don't just raid him. Plain and simple, just raid him. Easy breezy.
Probably go to the total of 18.
Peggy, you don't really believe that, do you? I mean, I don't think they just picked this guy out of a hat. It's actually more than 600, Brantley. What I say, 644. There's been 5,779 mass shootings since January 1st of 2013. They did not catch him. I don't think he's there. I really don't. Look how close Canada is to all right, so he left Lewistown and go to Montreal. He could just pop over to Vermont, come up this way, be right in Canada. Go up this way, you got 4 hours and 42 minutes from exactly where the first shot took place. Could he get in a boat? Yeah, but where is he going? Now, it could be in Nova Scotia. Hmm. I don't know how to drop pin anymore. I don't know, though, but if he was in a boat, don't you think that, hey, Chrissy, don't you think that Coast Guard would get him? Or the Coast Guard would find him? I mean, I guess he could get on a boat. But the only place he could go is Canada. He wouldn't make it very far anywhere else. Bermuda. Where? This river? He could go to Prince Edward Island. But the only place he could go to pretty quickly would be Nova Scotia. I don't think he's in the woods. But he wouldn't be like aimlessly out in the middle of the ocean. He could end up here. But this is all open water. There's no way he's there. Yeah, I still don't think he'd be in the woods. I don't know why. I just don't. And I don't think he did that either. Yeah, but like someone said, he would be a sitting duck. If he's out in all of this open area, he would totally be a sitting duck. I mean, they would look for that single boat. He had to have get somewhere quickly. You know what I'm saying? If he took a boat out of there, he took somewhere that he can get out of there quick. Which would be right here. To lead you to Nova Scotia. If you went along here, you're going to be a sitting duck. And if anyone wants a link, please take one. I will post the link. So honestly, if anyone wants to come up here and discuss this, be my guest. Trying to post this, not working. All right. But it was not him. Are you up in Maine? Okay, but a fishing boat could get him. If he went up and across, I don't believe this is that far. Do we know? All right. So he started in Lewiston and then he went to, where was this second shooting? Like, which direction was he going? Was he going up or was he going down? Oh, Bowdoin. He was here. So he's going down. He went from here to here. So Bowdoin or Bowdoin is this far. So he made it this far. So he wasn't going up. So he probably wasn't going to Quebec. Could have cut right here with the boat, gone up this way. Now he probably went this way and that way. Maybe he's hiding out right here. Mexico? He's nowhere near Mexico. Yes, Weezer. The borders are being watched, but that only happened today. That didn't happen last night. And I know that because I read this afternoon that that's when the call me Frenchy, you're from Canada. They didn't close or they didn't alert the Canadian borders until now. I certainly hope not, President 12. I truly hope not. JLR is going to get himself killed. Yeah, he's coming this way. So my guess, he took the boat down this way. Maybe there. Still Maine, but it's a little island. Yeah, I know. I saw that, Crystal. Hey, JLR has nothing else going on in his life. Might as well travel all over reporting. He could be like here, though. If this is still part of Maine, which it is, I don't doubt he's in one of these islands. Because come down to Bowdoin, come up this way, go down here, come up here, and swim over here. That's my guess. Hey, Leslie. Exactly, blind band. I mean, right here, there's so many places he could be. But then again, if he was here, they'd see the boat. So there's Nova Scotia. Could pop over. Yeah, look how close that is. He could easily get to Nova Scotia.
You're really good at leaving the oven on.
You just scared the crap out of me.
You left the oven on again.
Did I?
Yes.
I turn it off.
I did.
I know I smelled something.
Yeah, something's burnt.
I don't think he killed himself. I really don't. Let's see an update. Bear with me. No, he did. For some reason, I don't know. I'm thinking like my room is reversed or something. I'm not going to burn down my house because I left an oven on. You keep turkey in the oven for hours. Same thing. All right, they have nothing.
Reason, because there is this man out there, Robert Card, that police are looking for, and they believe that he is armed and dangerous, and they have not caught him yet. And so he really could be anywhere at this point. He could be anywhere around you. But I think recognizing the fact that the media isn't there to be in the way. At least we personally are not trying to be in the way, but we're trying to get the word out. And I think they've appreciated that people have paid attention to this shelter in place.
Yes, absolutely. And that was a comment we did receive is, we want to let, regardless of the situation, especially in a case like this, we do not want to be in the way at all. We are just trying to, again, pass those public messages of shelter in place in these communities. Here's where police are telling you to try to avoid.
Now, Peggy, if you're still here, that is definitely him. That is the exact same picture, the exact same person. So I don't know how you can say that's not him. That's like totally him. I don't know why I'm so overly tired today.
Boy, this road is closed and whatnot. And I think they've kind of understood that. Just again, in Lewiston, in Bowdoin, and in Lisbon Falls, in the Lisbon area, they know that people care. I mean, how many hours have we been on straight? What is it, 26, 27 hours straight? So clearly, Mainers want to know what is going on. I think from what we've kind of gathered is those folks that are there with us, they know that they're protecting us while also trying to protect everybody else in those communities.
Sam Rogers, always good to get your perspective on this. I know you've been in the thick of it these past few days, so thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
We'll be here through the night too, as long as we need to be. Luke, our producer, do you think that it's worth revisiting that timeline of events that happened that Zach Blanchard had put together for us? Is that sure?
So we'll just need a second to get that.
All right, let me see if I can find something. Hold on. Oh my God, for real?
Could be anywhere at this point. He could be anywhere around you. But I think recognizing the fact that the media isn't there to be in the way. At least we personally are not trying to be in the way, but we're trying to get the word out. And I think they've appreciated that people have paid attention to this shelter in place.
Yes, absolutely. And that was a comment we did receive is, we want to let, regardless of the situation, especially in a case like this, we do not want to be in the way at all. We are just trying to, again, pass those public messages of shelter in place in these communities. Here's where police are telling you to try to avoid. This road is closed and whatnot. And I think.
See, like, he didn't even try to cover up who he is. He never once tried to disguise himself, put on a mask, wear a bandana, something. It was almost like he wanted people to know it was him.
They've kind of understood that. Just again in Lewiston, in Bowdoin, and in Lisbon Falls, in the Lisbon area, they know that people care. I mean, how many hours have we been on straight? What is it, 26, 27 hours straight? So clearly, Mainers want to know what is going on. I think from what we've kind of gathered is those folks that are there with us, they know that they're protecting us while also trying to protect everybody else in those communities.
Sam Rogers, always good to get your perspective on this. I know you've been in the thick of it these past few days, so thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
We'll be here through the night too, as long as we need to be. Luke, our producer, do you think that it's worth revisiting that timeline of events that happened that Zach Blanchard had put together for us? Is that sure?
We'll just need a second to get that. And to Sam's point of that's why we're here, is because of the public safety part. We in this room with this group of journalists that we're fortunate to work with, we take that part of our job very seriously, and that is our responsibility to.
They're the worst with filling in stuff. I agree, Sweet Carolyn. But he looks as tired as me, actually. What I don't understand, though, like, where does this guy think he's going to go? Where does he think he's not going to get caught? That's what I don't understand. It's not like he's a girl. He can totally change. Yeah, he could shave. But his face is everywhere. Even if he shaves, I don't think he's going to look that much different. Granted, he could shave his head too, but I still don't think he's going to look that much different. It's not like he had like long hair. So I don't know where he could survive.
Later, sharing this picture of a white Subaru they believe he was driving. At 8:09, nearby Bates College was placed on lockdown. After that, Auburn and Lewiston residents were ordered to shelter in place around 8:30 as hundreds of officers started a manhunt. Meantime, loved ones of the victims gathered.
Yeah, they do actually. They'll wear a bandana. They'll wear their face covered up. They definitely do.
Outside of Central Maine Medical Center.
Friends are here, we're all waiting, and we've heard nothing. They won't tell us if he's alive, if he's in critical condition, if he's passed. They won't tell us anything.
At 9:26, police got a call identifying the shooter.
Like, look at him. How are you going to change your looks that much? You can't. So you shave and then you shave your head. I still don't think he's going to look that different. Not enough where somebody wouldn't recognize him.
As 40-year-old Robert Card of Bowdoin. At 9:56, officers were notified they found the white Subaru belonging to Card at a boat launch in Lisbon, but not him. Then at 11:52, Lisbon residents were ordered to shelter in place. Police holding a...
All right. Oh, hold on. So he was in Lisbon. What the hell? Hang on. There we go. All right. So Lisbon is where? That's not Long Island. I guess it is. All right, so here's Lisbon. So if there's a boat ramp here, but it must be for this waterway. Because I don't see where that boat ramp would go. It'll be here, go here, up here. And then you end up in the exact same place I said originally. You come out here and you can end up here. Interesting. He did have a 5-hour head start. But he could be anywhere along the way. I don't know. I kind of think he's in Nova Scotia. He could have left his car there as a decoy, but how did he get out? Like, I totally see that's possible, but how would he get out? Where else would he be? You think so, Chris? I don't think so. I really don't think he offed himself. Did they even find out if there was a pattern in the people he killed, or he just did a random killing? I don't remember hearing there was any kind of like set pattern that he followed. "17 males and 1 female." But did they give a reason? I don't remember hearing any specific reason. And I'm sorry if I'm like slow tonight, guys. I am so tired. I know, like, I'm totally off tonight. I'm not really sure why. Like, just to give you an idea of how off I am, when Dayton came in my room, I thought he was in my closet. Like, I thought my whole room was like turned around. I've never experienced that before. Just to show you guys how like off I am. I think it was Cher's pictures that did it. Cher's pictures are haunting me. What about Cher's pictures? Is that what you're wanting me about, Sly Angel? Cher sent pictures to Don Wells. Yeah. One's a really bad tattoo on her butt. And then one where she's trying to be all sexy. At least a new ass to look at. I'm over the tunnel. Who's the tunnel? Yeah, Tinker, it's weird. I never felt like that before. Thanks, then, Laura. I have enough problems. What do you mean? No, it's stupid like monster drink tattoos. See, but Grandma Rose, I don't think he went to back home. Earpiece said he heard voices through them coming from the pool place and bowling alley. Oh. But no one ever listens till it's too late. But I'm just like out of it. Let's see. So Congressman is asking for forgiveness.
Then, of course, Senator Susan Collins was also at that podium. And after Congressman Golden had said what he said, we have a lot of reporters from national networks. A lot of reporters kind of peppered Senator Collins with some follow-up questions there of why aren't you voting for some of this legislation?
This press event took a very political turn very quickly, as opposed to specifically addressing kind of the immediacy of what's going on right now, which I think perhaps the local media was looking for. And I think the national and international media was definitely pushing on the gun legislation questions. Senator Collins found herself talking a lot about the high-capacity magazines, the red and yellow flag laws, the bump stocks, but a lot of pressure on what comes next in Washington for this. But Congressman Jared Golden obviously saying right there, he will work with anybody.
Which I think in all of these situations, again, it's hard to lump us in with sort of.
Good, because this is boring. Hold on. All right.
Things are capable of in crisis. And you just saw it with these two guys who could be your brother, your buddy, your bowling partner. So in trying to figure out what we're dealing with, what kind of animal this is,
I'm sorry, but he is so good looking.
what he has in him, I met this guy named Rick Goddard, who lives right next to the family, understands the surroundings also, and gave me some really great insight into how hard it'll be to catch this guy, but also about what's happening in the community and what's true and untrue. Here's Rick Goddard. He knows this family very well. How old is she?
She's 20 years old, and it's a college hangout, and so she was going to go hang out with her friends at the bowling alley last night, and she got a call on her way there and said that something was going on there and not bother showing up, and fortunately she didn't.
That's an interesting way to be told about a mass shooting going on.
She didn't, speculate at that time that's what had happened. She didn't know that's what had happened.
Somebody just said, stay away from here.
Yeah, there's something going on. Don't come, to Lewiston right now. They're locking everything down.
What do you think about why Lewiston?
I don't know why he chose that particular spot, but I mean, population wise, where there's actually a populace of people, that's it. I mean,
It's the closest place to here.
exactly. That's the only place where you could go to do something. You know what I mean? This is country, that's the city, and there's only things to do in the city if you want to do something at night. The situation with him being a veteran, and from what I've heard, he was in, the veteran hospital, and he was
See, like that's what he looks like shaved and almost with no hair. He's still recognizable.
hearing voices and stuff, and for him not to get the help that he needed, our veterans aren't getting the help that they need.
A guy with his kinds of skills, the initial numbers were much higher. Then they came down, thank God, right?
Sure.
The kind of weapon he had, the kind of ammunition he had on him, and the time that he had, it almost speaks to him having targeted specific people, because he could have hit a lot more people with the amount of time and free reign he had.
From what I saw on the press conference, at 10:30 this morning, whatever, it showed that he was mainly targeting males. And there was only, from what I saw at the time, there was one female casualty. So he was being precise, I would say. I wouldn't say it was just a random shooting.
See, but why was he targeting males? That's what I don't understand. Why? What was it about the males that he was targeting?
Spree at that point. He was definitely targeting certain individuals.
Now, of him, you've never had any indication, other than that he was a veteran, that he had any kind of edge to him or any kind of animus?
None. Never heard a negative thing about any of the family. Not a single negative thing.
And the reputation of the family?
Very well known. I mean, it's a small community, and they're a well-known, part of this community, and never heard a negative thing about any of them.
He had been gone, as far as you know, in the service, and then came back home recently.
Correct. Last year or so.
And you had no indication of what he was up to, except that you saw him working with the family doing what?
Farming. Helping his father hay his field. That's when I saw him.
And what was the reaction of this community to this news?
I can only speak for myself, but I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's just, this is something that doesn't happen here. And why would this ever happen here? It doesn't make any sense. If somebody ends up in that kind of a mental crisis, it doesn't happen here, and it did, and it really hits home.
The way family works around here, if anybody had contact with him, is this the kind of situation where you turn the guy in? Or is this the kind of culture where you protect him, hide him?
I wouldn't dare say. Personally, if it was my family member and that happened to me, knowing it's never going to end well, I'd want them to turn themselves in, because if they didn't, it's going to be so much worse for them. I mean, it's never going to be a good situation how this is going to end, period. It's not. I mean, there's no good outcome for this, for him.
Or for them.
Or them. For the family, it's unbelievable what they're going through right now, I'm sure.
Reports that locals say they were well known and known by reputation, that give them their space, stay away, including him.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, as far as they like to take precedence in keeping the land private so that they can hunt on it because of problems they've had with other people coming and doing things on their land that's inappropriate, stealing, etc. And so they've posted their land to keep other people off of it. Other than that, nothing. Never heard a negative thing.
And you've never been intimidated by them or worried about them or anything?
Absolutely not. By no means. By no means. They're good people. It's what makes this so unbelievable, and so it's hard to fathom what happened to him mentally to cause this.
You think that's what it was?
I'm not fully knowing his whole military history, but if he was in actual combat and he has PTSD or whatever, I can't imagine it's anything other than that.
But you never heard that he was dealing with illness?
I never heard any negative things ever.
I appreciate you. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to...
Interesting interview. Yes, he's still on the loose. See, but that guy said the same thing I did. That PTSD. So I think a lot of people do think that he was deployed somewhere. So I'm not the only one that thought that. This guy will hide that. Let's see. All right. So this news, NBC is playing the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, NBC is the only one playing stuff. That's it. There's nothing more. It looks like all the reporters stopped reporting on it. CBS is like a blank screen.
Middle school age kids, allow them some space to ask their own questions.
So initially, just a couple days ago, we were in that northwesterly wind, I should say clockwise around high pressure. So we get that westerly wind and southwesterly wind on the backside that brings in the warmer temperatures. And that's where we are right now.
It has the same name. Now, the Cards are said to be well-known. They're a well-known farming community there in the area around that neighborhood in Bowdoin. It's a close area to where that car that was linked to Card was found. Card's cousin, Michael Mercier, telling WBZ-TV that Card, quote, has a lot going on in his head.
Right now, one of them's schizophrenic.
According to a spokesperson with the New York Army National Guard, Card was, quote, behaving erratically back in July 16th while training at the United States Military Academy.
No, Leslie, it actually does make sense. They do that for, I said this, I explained this before you even got here. That's how they do it, though. They do that for everybody. They assume that you're in there, so they will tell you, you know, please come out. Even if you're not in there, they are assuming that you are. The Associated Press said that's how it's done for everyone. So that's actually not so waste. But they had no idea if he was in there or not. So, all right, I'm going to get off because there's nothing new. They lose so much time. Yeah, but they think that he could have been in there. They think it's possible he was in there. Paris, like Paris? I don't know what Paris is. Suppose there's no videos of the actual shootings taking place. But there was. We saw the video. Peggy, you're a conspiracy theorist. Brian Kohlberger had court today. His motion was denied. I don't know what the motion was for, but whatever it was denied. Does anyone know what it was for? Yeah, you are a conspiracy theorist. But if there's a mass shooting going on, I highly doubt that you're going to break out your camera. You're going to get paranoid and you're going to try to hide. The first thing you think of in a mass shooting is not, let me grab the camera. Oh, the motion was throw the charges out. All right. Well, that makes sense why it was denied. Makes perfect sense why it was denied. Why? Yes, Crystal. Please play one more video. Why? I'm over an hour. Play one more video. What? What should I play? What do you want me to play? You want me to show Cher's pictures? Chrissy is on it. Oh, where? It's been an hour and 15 minutes. All right, hold on. Please no. What are you talking about?
In two separate shootings. Our Michelle Fisher is here live with the very latest. Michelle?
Ellen, police are surrounding that home, shouting commands through a megaphone outside the house owned by suspect Robert Card's relative near the town of Bowdoin. They are calling on Card and anyone inside of that home to come out into the driveway, hands in the air. This, as much of the surrounding community has now spent 24 hours during this manhunt, locked inside their homes, sheltered in place. Investigators surrounding a home in Maine amid the search for armed and dangerous suspect Robert Card. Tonight, we're hearing the first stories of survival.
When I turned around, we all turned around and realized what was happening. We dropped to the ground. And that's when I think I was shot in the arm.
Others, like this father who lost his son, sharing their heartache.
I've listened to people try to explain when something happens in these shootouts and stuff. I don't know how they do it. I can't explain it. Tell you the truth, I can't.
Tonight, families picking up the pieces 24 hours after Robert Card went on a deadly shooting rampage. Shots ringing out just before 7 at just-in-time recreation during a youth bowling night.
Out of nowhere, he just came in and there was a loud pop. Thought it was a balloon. I had my back turned to the door.
12 minutes later, 4 miles away, Card opening fire at another restaurant, bar, and grill. The gunman's car located several hours later at a boat landing in Lisbon with a firearm inside. More than 350 local, state, and federal law officers involved in the search.
Why would you leave a firearm in your car? Why? That's the first I'm hearing they found a firearm in the car.
For the gunman.
The sound of flashbangs heard in one neighborhood, the Maine Department of Public Safety saying the home is part of their investigation. Card, an Army reservist, reportedly spending 2 weeks in July in a mental health facility after he reported hearing voices and threatened to shoot up a National Guard facility in Maine.
If in fact the suspect was hospitalized for 2 weeks for mental illness, that should have triggered the yellow flag law, and he should have been separated from his weapons.
And law enforcement sources say a note found at the suspect's home is a suicide note addressed to Robert Card's son. The note reportedly does not provide any information on a motive for this mass shooting, but rather contains what sources describe as rantings, as well as some basic information like bank account details.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content.
Okay. Also, I want to let you guys know we still have 4 days left in the month. We're still doing the whatchamacallit, the breast cancer awareness, still donating half memberships. We have 4 days left. Let's get this moving. We don't have enough memberships. This channel is actually cheaper than the other channel. But I really want to hit a goal of at least 500, which means we still need, for this channel, we need more memberships. But let's do this. Thank you, Crystal. Who's going to follow Crystal's lead? Hey, Teresa. Whoop. I can now star you guys. I think I can do it on YouTube. Toot, toot. Jump on that train. Woo, woo. Teresa for 3 months. Payday's tomorrow, so be nice. 24 more hours. I got you then. Sweet. Is it really? I want to get I want to hit at least 500. We're at like 360, 370. Peggy, what's the link? I am going to laugh at this. I love conspiracy theory videos. Absolutely love the conspiracy theory videos. Although you can't play them on YouTube. You can't play them on YouTube, though. All right. I am going to get off, though, and go to bed. Because I'm tired. I have a date this weekend. And I know y'all want to know about it. But I'm not telling you till after the date. Oh, you want to see one of the pictures of Sage? I'll show. I mean, of Sage, God forbid. Of Cher. I'll show you one of them. Oh. All right. Because one of them is like kind of X-rated. Shows a butt. I think Don sent him to White Boy Lockdown. Because that's where they were. White Boy Lockdown had them. Okay. First of all, tell me why you would send this to Don Wells. What would possess you to want to send that to Don Wells? Why? Oh, did they, Peggy? Do you want Don Wells to find you sexy? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it seems to me like she wants Don to find her sexy. Does Mark not give you enough attention, Cher? So then we have... Now, White Boy Lockdown may have a lot more in his channel. But then she sends him this one. I guess she's advertising for... Yeah, I can't help that, Crystal. Maybe she's advertising for Monster Drink. Why would you send this to Don Wells? And what a horrible tattoo. It's not even. It's not even symmetrical. I'd be pissed if the guy did this one much higher than this one. But why would you send this to Don Wells? Please tell me. I have no idea, Sly Angel. I mean, she doesn't have a bad butt, but why would you send this to Don Wells? And you can even say, all right, I'm showing you the tattoo. Why is your skirt up then? I'm telling you, but I feel bad for her with the tattoos. That's pretty bad. They're so not symmetrical. And I don't know what this is supposed to be. But then again, if you look at her arm, she's got the worst tattoos in the world. I've never seen such ugly ass tattoos. No, I don't think that's a home tattoo. Nope, they're not even. I'll show you again. They're completely uneven. Her legs are perfectly even. You can see it from here. Her legs are symmetrical. Her butt's symmetrical. These are higher than here. They're definitely not even. And I don't know what this line is supposed to be. This one is definitely higher. Because again, you can see her legs are perfectly symmetrical. Actually, if you want to go by that, this leg is higher than this leg. Because you see a little rise there. This leg is higher. And the tattoo is lower. None of them match. It's awful. It's literally an advertisement for Monster Drink. Oh my God, Peggy, you've got to be kidding me. I can't with that. Exactly, Crystal. Well, we know she has daddy issues. Are you sure they're real? Yeah, they look pretty real. It's just a bad tattoo. Because look. This one goes higher, lower, up. This one is long. These two aren't even symmetrical. This one is much longer than this one. It's such a bad tattoo. I can't enlarge it. It won't let me. It's just a horrible tattoo, period. I feel bad for Mark, too. And why there? I guess she thinks it's sexy. I mean, have you ever seen her arms? Her arms are so gross. Like her tattoos are so like misplaced and dumb. So it doesn't surprise me that she would have such a lame tattoo. White Boy Lockdown may have more. I only grabbed those two. I'm sure you can find more on this channel. But now that I've scorned you all, I'm getting off and going to bed. And tomorrow I'll be back to my normal self. But I'm telling you, when Dayton came in here, it was like my room was backwards. I've never felt that before. It was like I really thought he was in my closet. I thought my room was like upside down. I've never had that before, at least not in years. I think I'm watching too much haunting shows. So, all right, I'm out. If anything happens overnight, wake me up. But I'm going to get some water and going to bed. Thank you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Let's make some money tomorrow for breast cancer awareness and order some candles. And I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Peace.